Hey guys, Trevor Boone from Emerald City Guitars. Today I have a 1957 Fender Stratocaster. This one has a cool story I'm gonna break down for you. So I got this guitar from the family of a fellow who was high profile guy, really involved in music, loved playing guitar, wasn't a huge vintage collector, but had an insane amount of guitars, specifically the 1950 reissue Strats. He had the means of obtaining anything he wanted, but for whatever reason, he had tons of 57 reissue Strats. And he had one vintage one. And the story goes, he had his geekier guitar friends who were always pushing the vintage stuff, go find him the best 57 Strat they could possibly find that had kind of all those really standard 57 specs. As you know, they vary, but you have that V-neck, that's kind of what 57 is known for, but some are sharp, some are slimmer. A lot of the reissues do that big fat neck. That's kind of what people have decided is what the 57 neck profile is supposed to be like. So we had some really talented guitar vintage guys go on a hunt, trying to find the ultimate 57 Strat, and this is what they found. So amazing, perfect weight right off the bat. The neck is so ideal. It's just a big fat V-neck that, you know, I have medium-sized hands, fits perfectly there, and you get so much tone out of that little bit more meat on the neck. When the guy got it, you know, he wasn't a huge, this is way back in the day too, so he wasn't a huge vintage guy. He wasn't really concerned about the vintage market, but he did really admire the work of the Northwest legend, Mike Lull. May he rest in peace, a good friend of ours. He had Mike Lull kind of, you know, lullify it, as we say, and what that meant is he'd refret it. Oftentimes he'd overspray that neck, put new tuners on it. This is before vintage prices were nuts. Whatever Mike did, it worked on this guitar. It plays absolutely incredible. Little bigger fret so you can play anything on it. The body is untouched. So all the guts, everything there, all 57, perfect. This has a really light overspray, new frets, and some modern tuners on it that are appropriate, but you know, a little shinier than they should be. When I first heard this story, I wasn't buying all of it as far as, you know, okay, the best 57, I've held a million of them. I have to say, truly, I can't imagine a better mapleboard Strat than this as far as tone and playability, at least in the context of wanting to grab something and play the hell out of it. I mean, having the bigger frets on it just makes it a dream to play. You can do anything on it. And that neck, I'm telling you, you plug it into an old Fender amp or whatever, you hear that extra meat on the neck. That's kind of like the comparison with a, you know, 59 to 60 burst. 59, you have a little bit more low end, just a little bit more going on. I love 60s, they're thrashy, they're fast, but I think it's really cool with the mapleboard Strats because they're inherently bright, so a little bit more meat just adds a little bit more oomph to it. I like that in Strats. So again, a 1957 Fender Stratocaster with a little bit done just to take it to the top of its potential. Today, we're gonna be playing this through a 60s Vibrolux. Aaron Hiebert stopped by the shop, so he knows his way around a Strat, so we're gonna hand it to him and see how it sounds.